Attention all Frieza Force troops. This is an immediate urgent message. Every division of the Frieza Force must return to base to follow one final order from Lord Frieza himself. Welcome everybody to the Decksmiths. Normally I haven't really done something like this. I know it has been a while. I had other plans for bringing in a particular deck profile, but as you guys already know, within the Dragon Ball world, we have lost one of the most iconic voices in Dragon Ball. And that would be the man behind the voice of Frieza, known as Christopher Ayres. This is kind of like my way to pay tribute to the man behind the reason why Frieza has become one of my favorites. And you know, to me it doesn't matter whether there's the Majin Buu fans or the Cell fans, but Frieza has much more of a meaningful impact in terms of a favorite villain than anything else. I wanted to wait for this to be fully updated, get around with this, but I think it's only fair. This is going to be a Frieza deck profile. So, for this leader, a lot of you who don't know, this is a leader from Set1, Galactic Battles. So, we're gonna go through this really quick. So, on his front side, he has activate main once per turn. You can choose you can place one of your Frieza Army battle cards into your drop area. You could choose up to one of your energies. Switch to active mode and draw a card. For the Awaken, if your life is at 4 or less, you can draw 2 cards, flip the card over. On the backside, you have the ultimate form Golden Frieza. Activate main. He practically does the same thing, but instead of switching 1 energy to active mode, he switches 2. And the auto, for a lot of the traditional leaders in the very beginning, when it attacks, you draw a card. Pretty fantastic. I wanted to hold this deck to the side and, you know, give it a little tune-up, but in his honors, I wanted to do something like this and give it a loving memory. So, this particular deck, this is the unison of choice, Demigroid. You're using it to self-awaken. Anytime that you would take, that you would lose a marker out of this card, you could just take a card from your life and add it to your hand, which is pretty good. Activate main +1, he gains plus 10k for the turn, and then from -3, activate main, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, then choose up to one of your opponent's cards with energy cost of 3 or less in Northern Barrier and KO it. So for -3, you can KO 2 cards. We got our 3 Chilais. Auto, when you play the card, draw a card. And then activate me for 1 green and 1 of anything. You can get a green Frieza Army battle card with a cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it. For Dodoria's Cold Blooded, this is the card that you're gonna use for. This is the card that you use for pretty much putting pressure on your opponent's unison. Take a life and, you know, it's double strike, since they do not enter a defensive step on combos. They have to take 3 Speedy Fighter Lemo, 4 Dodoria super combos. I know there's other better super combos, but it is Frieza Force, so I decided to keep the Frieza Force there. You got the 2 Shenron for the Overwhelm. For the Game Ender, got Scientist Fu for Overwhelm 7 for 1 energy. Is a double striker, and when you play it, you draw 2. And that is it for these main key supports of the deck to go off with the chain packages. 3 Avenging Friezas. I tried to bump it up to 4, but I had no room at that time. Avenging Frieza. When you play this card, you get the top 3. You choose a Frieza Army battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less, add to your hand, and shuffle your deck. The Friezas that you're going to play with is the green ones, which is going to be 4 Infernal Emperor Friezas. He does keep the Frieza Army, and he's not a Frieza GT, he's just regular Frieza. And yeah, the Frieza, when you play it, you can choose up to 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. Frieza Terrifying Transformation. Auto, when the card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill, you draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. And then activate main for 1 green. You can choose 1 Frieza with an energy cost of 4 from your hand or drop area and place it on top of this card in active mode, which is pretty good. So the chain up you want to go to is these guys. Surprise attack Frieza is critical, and if an opponent's battle card gets KO'd and this card is not on in the battle area, you can play it from your hand for free. Last but not least, 4 Frieza Cosmic Horror is a dual attacker, and when you play it, you could choose 1. You either remove a marker off of Unison, or you could choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. It's pretty good. That's the lineup of the battle cards. And to finish this up, for the extra cards, 3 Flying Nimbus, slow down the opponent. It pretty much, you negate the attack, then you drop a card. They can only attack 1 more time with battle cards. Frieza's Call. For 1 energy, you can get a Frieza Army with a cost of 2 or less from your deck onto the board in rest mode. 3 Frieza's Death Ball. This is actually like a little power up on for the leader. If your leader's a Frieza card, it gets a +15 for the battle. And if it's your turn, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. It's pretty nice. And last but not least, the 1 called Bloodlust, because Bloodlust is at 1. That is it for the deck. Hopefully I would put maybe like some live battles with this, but this is pretty much my tribute to the man himself. Rest in peace. You will be missed. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Signing out. Take care of yourselves, everyone.